and we have our man, Mr. Chris Gaffney. Chris is the president, folks, of EverBank World Markets. You can come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see the EverBank banner on the right-hand side. You hit that banner. As you bring that banner up, folks, what you're going to see is this. You're going to see balanced CD basket, because winning teams know how to trade. You know, and you talk about a highly volatile market right now, a highly volatile not only equity market, commodity market, and currency market. We have it all together. And Chris, it seems like every time that we have you on, it's the perfect day. I mean, the dollar is up another 1,000 ticks out here today.
You bet, Tom. Yeah, it's great to be on, and always enjoy it. And yeah, it's these markets are exciting. That's for certain.
There's no doubt. Can you walk us through? You know, I'm pulling this up, and how does the balanced CD basket work?
Well, we take a group of currencies, anywhere from 3 to 5 currencies, and group them together and put them in one instrument. So an investor is able to get some diversification across different currencies in one investment with a smaller minimum than it would take to buy each of those currencies individually. The interest rate paid on the CD is a average of those interest rates that are involved in the basket. So usually we group the baskets around geography or a theme. We have a commodity-based basket. We have, you know, geography-based baskets. So it's usually grouped around a theme, and it's just a convenient way for investors to make an investment into the currency markets.
It's intriguing because, you know, what you also have here, most times if you do a trade, whether it's in a currency or a commodity, you know, the bottom line is that, of course, you can always lose because we're in the market,
right.
Okay?
Right.
In this particular case, we're talking a CD, and you're talking something, though, that's FDI insured, right?
Yeah, it is FDIC insured now, but that only insures against bank failure. So these do have currency risk. You can lose money in these baskets. And again, you know, it's a case of if the currencies if the combination of currencies that are in the basket drop in value versus the dollar, you can lose principal. Now you're protected a little bit. You get some cushion there from the interest rate. So, you know, the interest rate's going to protect you on the downside somewhat. But yeah, as you know, the dollar's been pretty strong here lately, and so a lot of these currencies, the dollar's been stronger versus the currencies here lately. But you know, there's questions about just how far that dollar can drop, and in my opinion, there's always opportunities in the currency market. You know, it's not necessarily maybe the euro right now, but you know, there's some other currencies that may have some opportunity, India or China or, you know, other currencies.
No doubt. So let's talk a little bit about, because I know what ends up happening, whether people just are investing with their personal funds or their IRA funds, precious metals. You know, what is really cool here, you know, folks, is that, you know, there's no doubt that, you know, precious metals have come down. We had a rejection of lower price in the equities out here today, Chris. So it was really intriguing because, you know, the metals continue to go lower, but yet all the gold, silver, platinum equities rejected those lows and had a little strength. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how this does shake out. But walk me through how the precious metal accounts work.
Well, we have two different types of accounts. We have what we call unallocated accounts, where an investor just wants to buy a certain number of ounces of gold, silver, platinum, palladium, or, you know, wants to invest a certain dollar amount on a monthly or one-time basis.
Yes.
And we can do that through the unallocated accounts, where we buy the actual metal. So it's not a paper trade. We actually go out and buy the physical metal and store it for the client. There's no safekeeping fees, just the cost of purchasing or selling that metal. And then we have what we call the allocated accounts, and those are probably more familiar to investors. And you pick a certain coin or bar. You know, you can pick a Chinese panda, gold panda, or American eagle, and we'll sell you that coin or bar, either safekeep it for you or deliver it to you. There's delivery and safekeeping charges involved there. So there's two different ways to purchase the metals, and 4 different metals that we offer. So they're real popular right now, and and as you said, with the metals prices being down like they are, I'm speaking. I spoke this today at an investment conference down here in Florida, and a lot of people are seeing value right now in this metals market.
Well, you know, it's incredible. I mean, you know, I love interviewing you. You know, you're in the currency market every day. I interview a lot of CEOs in the gold companies, and you know, in fact, there was a big BMO conference that I was at, you know, a couple weeks ago, right? And there's no doubt those CEOs, they're worried, okay, because they have lower price, but they know that in order to get gold out of the ground, you know, they're at about 1180, you know.
Right.
So they said to me, you know, Tom, I know that it can go lower, but it can't stay lower for a longer amount of time. So it's really, we're in an intriguing spot right here. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and how about silver? I mean, silver is actually trading below its cost to produce by a lot of calculations.
There's no doubt. I talked to two silver CEOs. That's exactly what they were saying, and that you know, and that's heavy. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about the precious metal again, this account, and the reason is this. You know, what happens, folks, is this, and I'm sure you've seen plenty of emails. You've seen plenty of people that are out here saying, "Hey, listen. Get the gold off me. Bottom line, I'll store the gold. I'll do all of the above." Folks, if you're going to do that, and I just want to ask you this, Chris, you must look at these other companies sometimes, because I look at these companies that, you know, you're a major bank, okay, and say, okay, right, you want to hold my gold, no problem. But we know that there's other companies out there that people actually give money to, and they're not even registered. It's like, what are they doing?
We are a regulated bank. We have the advantage. Now, I do want to point out, of course, that the metals accounts are not FDIC insured. So we want to make sure we make that distinction. However, we are a regulated bank. We are a safe, sound institution, and there is some comfort that our clients get. And I've certainly spoke to many of them who tell us that, who say, you know, I can go down, I can buy it off the internet, I can look on the cable news stories and see these firms, but you know, I always question sending money to them, and are they really holding the gold, or are they really holding the silver? And I can tell you that you know, we do, and we're regulated, and you know, we have a policy that we can never be short, so we always are long on our metals positions.
Yeah, and that's awesome, and there's no doubt, and as Chris said, folks, okay, they're not FDIC insured, but you're going on their reputation, which is really crucial to understand, because the only time that there's large problems, and not the only time, but inside the metals market, folks, it has to do with, most of the time, you know, someone that is basically saying that they're going to give you your gold and hold their gold, you know. Yeah. So it is absolutely amazing. So, hey, listen, let me ask you, the investment conference you're at, what was the feelings like? What were people talking about?
Yeah, and the equity markets, of course, are still dominating the conversation, you know, with hitting new highs, even though we had a sell-off yesterday. There are several alternative asset investors here, and really looking for opportunity, looking for yield, looking for someplace and searching for where the next opportunities are, and not as negative as I've been. And I think the mood is turning more positive. I'm feeling like the investors here are gaining confidence in actually the global recovery. There's still worries out there, and there's still, you know, whenever anybody talks about debt, you know, that's always a worry. And there's still some worries out there about what's going on with interest rates and what's going to happen from this overhang of debt that we have. But in general, it's a pretty positive environment. And again, people are seeing values and seeing opportunities.
Yeah, real value. And what we do get is this. You know, I guess with the European Union now going to basically, you know, put what, 60 billion in a month, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's a wild card for sure, right? You know, it's like, okay, we've already gone through it. Everything's going to happen in Europe. So, you know, inside your foreign currency accounts, I mean, if folks, you know, have children that are going over there, if someone is vacationing, I mean, our dollar, you know, our dollar's at highs, but that is a nice way to hedge out basically a bill in the future.
Europe's on vacation, or Europe's on sale right now if you're planning on vacation. And in fact, I saw one of the major news channels today had a story on how to hedge your future European vacation, and they talk about buying euros and just buying those euros and then waiting to use them later. You can also use the ETFs, but the advantage of our accounts is that you have actual euros that you're holding, and we can deliver them either via wire or check for you. So
how good is that?
That is one of the advantage.
Absolutely. And folks, the way that you can do that is come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see the banner on the right-hand side. Hit that banner, or you can give EverBank a call at 855-750-4051. Chris, thank you so much for the time, for the education. Really appreciate it.
You bet, Tom.
Okay, have a great day and a safe day.
You too.
Thank you. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.